Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Mervin Matthew. Coming up, Canadian High Commissioner impressed with PROPEL's impact on Dominica. 60 complete customs management training, and DOWASCO joins the focus on wastewater for World Water Day. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me, and I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Canadian High Commissioner to Dominica, Marie Legault, is impressed with the work that PROPEL has been able to accomplish in Dominica. PROPEL is the promotion of regional opportunities for produce through enterprise and linkages, a project funded by the Government of Canada. On Tuesday, OECS and Barbados coordinator and agribusiness and marketing consultant Dr. Nadia Paquette-Anselm led the High Commissioner on a tour of the Dominica Export-Import Agency Parkhouse, the Dominica Youth Business Trust, and the Dominica State College to showcase the work of the PROPEL project in these institutions. Dr. Paquette-Anselm says the aim of the visit was to focus mainly on the impact of the project on young people. The introduction of an onion demonstration plot and seedling nursery to encourage the research of new techniques in onion farming at the Dominica State College, and the work of the DYBT in supporting young entrepreneurs came into focus during that visit.
Everything is linked, I think, because the work that the Dominica State College is doing is also with young people, and I think the DYBT is taking them after their training and helping them also build their business plans, mentoring them, which is very important when you build your business. And even though what the DYBT and PROPEL are doing together is recent, Canada has been involved with the Young Business Trust around the region for a long time, and we will continue to support them because we think it's very important to help the young people become entrepreneurs, know how to do it, and because it's very risky, and so we've been always very supportive. And with PROPEL now, it's giving tools, it's giving, and I was very happy to see that there's a lot of very successful stories that are coming out of Dominica with the Young Business Trust.
PROPEL's main objective is to create linkages and opportunities for export in the region. Through Dexia, the project recently launched a new fresh produce brand for Dominica in the Barbados market. The brand is also being used locally for value-added products such as dashing chunks and passion fruit pulp. GIS News asked Dr. Paquette-Anselm about PROPEL's evaluation of the impact of its interventions.
For us, it's key and integral that we have a monitoring and evaluation component to our work. One of the interesting things about this project, and I'm very content to be working with a project of that nature, is the fact that we evaluate tremendously our impact, the level of impact. For us, it's not just a simple intervention, but it's an intervention that can build upon sustainability and can impact a number of persons and change their lives as well. And we're looking for impactful opportunities as well that can not only impact a few persons but have more of a national impact. For us, by launching a brand in terms of the fresh produce market, we're evaluating the consumer feedback in Barbados, for example. What is the perception of the Barbados market as relates to the new brand that is being launched? What is the feedback from the buyers in Barbados who are actually selling the produce? And we are also evaluating whether or not it has created an opportunity for an increased export earnings in terms of exports to the Barbados market.
DSC student Kimel Wayland is excited about the new developments in agriculture and PROPEL's initiative to support aspiring agriculturists.
I like to do research, you know, why will a plant respond in that way? Why will this not happen under the right conditions, you know? So I'm into the theoretical aspects of agriculture, like I said. And I also think of the long-term long-term benefits of agriculture, because right now everybody is basically interested in business, and a lot of people move away from the agricultural industry. So we still do need people to go into the agricultural industry. So if I move into the agricultural industry, then I see a lot of benefits in my future.
In other news, as the world recognized March 22nd as World Water Day, the Dominica Water and Sewage Company, DOWASCO, joins the awareness campaign to draw focus to the continued upgrading of sanitation processes. Public Relations Officer at DOWASCO, Edward Regis, says this year's theme, wastewater, is appropriate as DOWASCO and the government of Dominica continue to work hand in hand to improve sanitation in Dominica, an element he believes is an important part of healthy living.
This year the international theme places emphasis on wastewater, and you know DOWASCO is involved in both the provision of water and also the provision of sewage services. So you know sanitation is also a very important part of healthy living, and for almost 1 billion people across the world, you know, sanitation is something that leaves a lot to be desired.
He explains that Dominica is one of the countries where heavy investments have been made towards ensuring proper sanitary standards. The government of Dominica in 2014 launched a sanitation program. Since then, the government has spent over $9 million for the eradication of pit latrines. The overall goal was to eradicate pit latrines by the year 2020, a vision which now seems likely to come to pass by the end of this year. Regis says DOWASCO will continue to play its part in ensuring that the sanitation program is successful.
Here in Dominica, we have invested quite a bit to ensure that our sanitation in the city of Roseau and in the surroundings, and of course in many rural communities, you know, is up to standard. So we really have placed a lot of emphasis on that. And even now, with government's efforts to eradicate pit latrines across the country, and to replace them with sewers is also part of that. And DOWASCO plays its part in ensuring that that program is successful.
He also commented that the Dominica Water and Sewage Company continues to ensure that the water used by consumers is disposed of within proper sanitation standards. Wastewater may be water that has been contaminated through use of domestic, industrial or other human activity. Rain or any grey water is also considered to be wastewater. In explaining the difference between wastewater and the wastage of water, Regis commented that it is imperative that consumers recognize the importance of potable water and the process by which wastewater becomes suitable for domestic use.
It's called wastewater because it is water that has to be either processed to be reused or water that is, you know, released into the environment. That is totally different from wasting potable water, where we have running pipes, leaking pipes, and so on, where treated water or potable water is wasted. That is still a problem for us in Dominica, and it is something that we have to, you know, get people to understand that the wastage of water is something that we have to seek to reduce significantly. However, this year's theme is a different thing. It is emphasis on wastewater and sanitation, of course, to ensure that the water that has been processed and used is also properly disposed of, and so emphasis can be placed on wastewater around in Dominica.
In other news, the Ministry of Trade on Tuesday held a press conference for the purpose of sensitizing the general public on the work done so far as it relates to the establishment of the Customs Union and the free circulation of goods regime within the OECS Treaty. Speaking at the press conference, Director of Trade Mervin Walter explains that the Union will be adopting a wholesome approach to instituting this new policy. He says just as the OECS has established free movement for people within the OECS countries, so too the Union aims at creating a policy where member states may trade more freely. He says there will be a prudent analysis done for the implementation of the Union and the policies.
A wholesome approach is going to be taken to ensure that we establish the free circulation of goods in the region. We have come a long way as an OECS. As you well know, where free movement of people are concerned, we can now move through the OECS islands with an ID card. We do not need to have the passport. There will be discussions, there will be analysis being done of trade and revenue data and all that, and management of revenue options being put on the table for discussion with each member state. And hence why I said there's going to be a wholesome approach to the implementation of this regime within the OECS.
A program officer at the OECS consulate in St. Lucia, Cuthbert Woods, also spoke on the progress on the policy for the free circulation of goods regime, the draft procedural requirements for the implementation of the policy and exporting of goods from within the customs union, as well as the free circulation of goods among member states. He reported that significant strides have been made towards the implementation of those policies.
There has been some significant work undertaken over the past couple of years to develop the institutional framework to facilitate this particular regime. And I think that we have made some significant success to a stage where we are back out in the field, engaging stakeholders so that they have a clear sense of what has been established to date and their roles and functions with respect to facilitating the implementation of this regime.
He also explained that an overarching policy has been approved by the Regional Task Force and the Circulation of Goods Economic Council.
The Commission, in collaboration with a number of national and regional stakeholders throughout the OECS, have developed an overarching policy which has been approved by our Regional Task Force on Free Circulation of Goods and the Economic Affairs Council of the OECS, which seeks to basically outline the provisions for establishing a customs union, as well as the provisions pertinent to goods moving between the member states without barriers and hindrances.
In addition to that policy, significant progress has been made in developing the requirements in relation to goods being imported and exported from the Economic Union, as well as goods traded among particular member states. Dominica is the second country visited so far in the endeavors to sensitize the stakeholders of the drafted requirements, determine the state of readiness of the countries for implementing the new policy, and to open dialogue for collecting data. The hope at the end of the meeting is that stakeholders among all member countries will be synchronized in the standards of goods and that the policy will be finalized. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I've worked in the service industry for 9 years and I love it because of the people I get to meet every day. And that's one of the reasons I went back to college, to be better able to serve the tourists when they come to our destination and to be able to learn more about Dominica. I love learning more about Dominica because the more I learn, the more I can share. And I just want to share Dominica with everyone. I'm from Munjan, which is in the southeast of Dominica, and have lived overseas for 24 years. Living overseas has made me appreciate Dominica and all it has to offer, like taking a walk in the forest, going to the botanical garden, or even drinking fresh Swiss water. I never thought I could miss green so much. Even as a student, I'm still directly linked to the tourism industry. from something as simple as giving directions to tourists, or even more involved like an internship at a hotel or a cleanup campaign with the HTA. As a tourism student, I have made the decision to take my place in this tourism industry. My name is Lucina Nicholas, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. 60 trade stakeholders, primarily custom brokers and tariff clerks, are now trained in custom transactions and Assecuda World, the latter being an automated system for customs data. On Wednesday, the participants of the training received their certificates of completion. Project coordinator Margaret Rudet gave more details.
Involved reviewing of the EU CARIFORUM Economic Partnership Agreements and the commitments made by the Dominica. It also involved conducting a pre-training survey to identify the specific needs of the custom officials and brokers and other agencies targeted to benefit from the proposed training. The consultant was also required to submit an inception report on the pre-training survey to the Ministry of Trade, Energy and Employment, and design, develop and delivered in consultation with the Customs and Excise Department and the Ministry of Trade comprehensive and detailed training modules in harmonized commodity description and coding system, customs valuation and rules of origin.
Similarly, the Assecuda World training was conducted from February to March 2017.
The assignment involved reviewing of the Assecuda World manuals currently being used by the Customs and Excise Division, conducting a pre-training survey to identify the specific needs of the customs officials and brokers and other agencies targeted to benefit from the training. The consultant was also expected to design and develop, in consultation with Customs and the Excise Department and the Ministry of Trade, 2 training modules, 1 in manifest and 1 in declaration. The objective of the training in the Assecuda World was to provide participants with the knowledge, skills, and ability to make effective use of the Assecuda World in facilitating the reporting, declaration, and payment of goods, and also ensuring compliance with all the customs and other statutory requirements.
The training, which was facilitated by Adolphus David and Claude Paul, reported a 100% pass rate. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Trade, Sylvani Burton, speaking on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Trade, Ian Douglas, stated that the benefits this training provided are invaluable.
Some of the benefits of the customs training program undertaken are to equip customs brokers and tariff clerks with the proper techniques to be applied when classifying goods for customs purposes, resulting in accurate data on declarations. Equipping participants with an understanding of the World Trade Organization Valuation Agreement and principles to be applied in determining customs value. Sensitizing customs officials, custom brokers, and other relevant stakeholders about the preferential rules of origin, provisions in the EPA and other international trading agreements, and increased knowledge and competency in the use of the Assecuda World system. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to inform that from all reports, the training workshops were effective, interactive, and were well delivered. Not only did the workshops enhance knowledge, but have also served as a catalyst for camaraderie and networking among participants.
The highest scoring participants of the training were Sabrina Booley and Cedric Moses. And finally, this news time, the Granby constituency continues to be taken care of by the Dominica Labour Party administration, this time with road projects approved for over $2 million. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Granby constituency, Justina Charles, revealed projects recently approved by government. The Honorable Charles was speaking at a town hall meeting at the Granby Community Center on Tuesday.
We have approved for the Granby constituency $1,363.75 for development of additional roads, and that is just a portion. So we're doing it now in stages, so we're doing some. So we will see roads, the pavement of rigid pavement from Geneva House, we are not Mary Baron.
The drainage project for some roads will be completed at a cost of $34,000. Raised road pavements will be done for various roads to the total tune of $749,000. The Granby MP stated that estimates have already been done for the other dirt roads in the community, and these roads will be started when others are completed. She reminded residents that all the projects completed and approved in her constituency have been contracted to locals.
When we do those roads, we number one employ locals. Nobody can say that they saw somebody from St. Joseph or from La Plaine or from Collio come to work in Granby. We engage local contractors. The local contractors engage your sons, your brothers, your cousin, your nenen, your boyfriend, and they engage people to work on the roads in Granby. It means, therefore, we are creating employment for some of the people. You may not have been working, but the money came into the house that was able to buy food on the table. So that is why I am saying I want all of us to put ourselves in every picture that I paint here this afternoon.
The Honorable Minister informed residents that government will be working closely with the village councils in Granby and Tetmon to execute the contracts and to facilitate payments. And that's all for the English news. Shaakira Pierre is next with the Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Creole, non moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Dominica Water et puis Sewage Company qui a joint et puis d'autres pays vont là pour célébrer Journée Glow. Journée Glow qui a célébré tous les années à sur le 22 mars et puis c'est manière pour moun préserver Glow et puis connaître nécessaire Glow. Officier public DOWASCO Edward Regis dit DOWASCO qui a collaboré et puis librairie là pour éduquer les enfants à l'école contre importance Glow.
Nous aussi, qui avons parlé aux étudiants de l'école, nous avons collaboré avec la librairie, avec les étudiants qui viennent ici, en DOWASCO, nous avons parlé de l'importance de l'eau.
Regis dit DOWASCO a un programme à ce radio là et puis moun qui tape opportunité pour couiller pour taper un cadeau.
Nous avons mis une activité à ce radio là où ça gagne. Petit cadeau, le weapon chection, et bien on peut le différent. Là, on vient à DOWASCO pour payer bilou, mercredi qui venu, nous avons une appréciation aussi, ça nous a une customer appreciation. Comme ça, nous avons fait un député qui est important pour nous mettre attention à l'importance de l'eau. Avec nous avons demandé à mon public là pour supporter nous, pour supporter l'idée qui nous conserver. Avec préserver Glow en Dominique parce que si nous ne pas faire ça, nous pouvons perdre.
Semaine Glow en Dominique est fini à sur le 24 mars. À d'autres nouvelles, directeur trade Mervin Walter du ministre et puis tout secteur qui a affaires trade qui est venu ensemble pour faciliter une mission par Organisation of Eastern Caribbean States OECS pour faire circulation produits en pays OECS la plus facile. Walter parle puis nouvel gouvernement pour avoir plus d'informations à ce sujet. Ça
demandé nous pour faire, c'est pour mettre un working group ensemble, un national working group. Un national working group ni moun comme moi, ni moun comme Ryan Ansem agriculture, ini moun hod DAIC, ini moun hod agriculture na health, in the moun called health. Although the few ministry, department, qui travaille ensemble pour collecte information, et pour voyer information pour OECS Commission au site, n'importe activité nous n'y pour faire régime la travail à la Dominique, nous n'y pour faire ça au site.
Directeur la di OECS Commission là qui garde information là après et puis yo qui développer une manière pour faciliter management système là.
Any information nous qui collecte c'est information code trade, information code revenue parce que vous savez nous ni pour assess li OECS ni pour assess li avec nous. So you sa by nous advi compte qui qualité management system par exemple nous ni pour mettre en place.
to pay your ACS ni pour participer à mission sala.
Mission là yo kale a tout pay pour yo faire même bagay là ça c'est sensitize moun contre ça qui ka fait avec pour voir si working group là ka travail koini pour travail aussi pour voir si working group là ni tout moun y besoin pour ni pour yo ça successfully establish régime là.
Et puis finalement, constituency Gouambe ka benefits hot administration Labour Party. Gouvernement a dépensé $2 millions pour faire travail chimé en constituency là. Parole Sala sorti hot membre parlement pour constituency Sala, Honorable Justina Charles. Honorable Charles te ka parler pendant un meeting à Gouambe, mardi semaine Sala. Travail canal pour chimé en constituency là qui vini $34 millions. Gouvernement a fait d'autres l'argent là pour réhabilitation d'autres chimé en constituency là. Ça, c'est tout pour Nouvelle en Creole. Non, moi, c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. Today, we bring you one water conservation tip. Use porous material for walkways and patios to prevent wasteful runoff and keep water in your yard. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. Live streaming is also available on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thanks for watching and join us again next time for National Focus.